Good morning students. This is 10th standard biology video class, video 4. In this video, we are going to continue the same lesson, that is plant anatomy and plant physiology. Dear students, previous video class we have seen internal structure of dicot stem, monocot stem. Then what are all the variation which is seen in the dicot stem and monocot stem? Not only that, from the beginning of this biology video, we have seen tissue, types of tissue, classification of tissue, and also different types of tissue system. Today, in this video, we are going to see the next topic, that is internal structure of monocot leaf and dicot leaf, and also differences between both the root and also stem region, dicot root and monocot root, differences between dicot stem and monocot stem. Dear students, this is the differences between dicot and monocot root. First one tissue, then dicot root, monocot root. First one, number of xylem. In dicot root, it is tetrarch because it has 4 protoxylem elements, that is 4 vascular bundles. Next one, monocot root. In monocot root, they are having many vascular bundle, so many protoxylem elements are there, polyarch condition. Cambium, in dicot root, in secondary growth only, the cambium is present. In monocot root, it is absent. Secondary growth, the secondary growth is normally present in dicot plant only. So, dicot root contain secondary growth. In monocot root, it is absent. Then pith, in dicot root, it is absent because that spaces, that central region of the vascular bundle is occupied by the large metaxylem elements. But in monocot root, that central region is occupied by a thin-walled parenchymatous cells with a lot of intracellular spaces, stores the food material. That region is called pith. The vascular bundles are present around the pith region. So that is called monocot root. So pith is present in the monocot root. Next one, conjunctive tissue. That xylem and phloem are separated or connected by a conjunctive tissue. In dicot root is parenchyma cell. In monocot root it is sclerenchymatous cell. Example, dicot root bean. In monocot root it is maize. Dear students, this is the important 4-mark question. Kindly note down in your classwork. Dear students, next one, the differences between dicot stem and monocot stem. Dicot stem, example sunflower. Monocot stem, example maize plant. First one, tissue, dicot stem, monocot stem. The different types of tissues are hypodermis, ground tissue, vascular bundle, secondary growth, pith and medullary rays. First one, dicot stem, hypodermis. What is hypodermis? Below the epidermal region, 2 to few layers, which is made up of simple tissue. That region is called hypodermis. That simple tissue is maybe either cholenchymatous cell, sclerenchymatous cell or chlorenchyma cell. In this dicot stem, the hypodermis, which is made up of cholenchymatous cell. Dear students, I have shown the diagram of cholenchymatous cell. That means it is a basic parenchyma cell with a lot of intracellular spaces, but the intracellular spaces are having the darkened thickening. That is called cholenchymatous cell. In monocot stem, it is sclerenchymatous cell. So both of them which are giving mechanical support in dicot stem and monocot stem. Next one, ground tissue. In dicot stem, the ground tissue, the example is cortex and pith and endodermis, pericycle. We all know that one. Here in dicot stem, the ground tissue is differentiated into cortex, endodermis, pericycle and pith. But in monocot stem, it is uniformly arranged. So, no differentiation. That's why it's given undifferentiated. Ground tissue is undifferentiated. That means no differentiation. Only one type of cell is present, that is parenchymatous cell. Next one, vascular bundle. In dicot stem, the number of vascular bundle is very less. But in monocot stem, it is numerous. We already seen the ground plan of monocot stem. Towards the periphery, that is margin or outer surface, the vascular bundle size is very small and also they are more in number. When grow towards the center, the shape of the vascular bundle is large. So the number of the vascular bundle is high when compared to the dicot stem. Then the shape of the dicot stem vascular bundle is uniform in size, but monocot stem, it is vary. Towards the periphery, it is smaller in size. When it goes towards the center, it is bigger. Then arrangement of vascular bundle in dicot stem. It is arranged in the form of ring or a circle around the pith region. But in monocot stem, the vascular bundles are scattered in the ground tissue. Then the type of the vascular bundle in dicot stem is conjoined, collateral and open vascular bundle. What is open vascular bundle? Cambium is present between the xylem and phloem. That is said to be open vascular bundle. But when you are coming to the monocot stem, it is closed, conjoined, collateral, closed vascular bundle. That means cambium is absent. I already told you the difference between monocot root and dicot root. The cambium most probably present in the dicot plant only. So here also dicot stem having the cambium, in monocot stem it is absent. The next one, the vascular bundle at the top, they are having the bundle sheath in monocot stem. Each vascular bundle which is surrounded by a few layers of sclerenchymatous bundle sheath present in the monocot stem, but this bundle sheath is absent in the dicot stem. Next one, secondary growth. Most probably secondary growth which is present in the dicot plant only. So secondary growth is present. In monocot stem, it is absent. Next one, pith. Pith is present in the dicot stem. That is, in vascular bundle, at the center they are having prominent pith. Around the pith only, the vascular bundles are arranged in the form of ring-like structure. But in the monocot stem, pith is absent. Medullary rays. What is medullary rays? The central pith region afterwards elongated to form a parallel cells which runs between the vascular bundle. That rays are called medullary rays or pith rays. This pith rays or medullary rays which is present in the dicot stem, but it is absent in the monocot stem. So these are all the different characteristic feature or variation which shown in the dicot stem and monocot stem. It is important 7-mark question as well as the 4-mark question. Dear students, next one, the internal structure of dicot leaf. Example, mango leaf. The dicot leaf which are showing the following region. First one is the epidermis, like root and stem. Leaf is also made up of with the outermost layer is called epidermis. But here in dicot leaf, epidermis differentiated into two. One is the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis. First one, upper epidermis. It is the outermost layer made up of single layer closely packed parenchymatous cell. There is no space between the cells. That's why they are given without intercellular spaces. The outermost layer of the epidermis is also made up of with cuticle layer. In the upper epidermis, the number of stomata is very less when compared to the lower epidermis. What is stomata? Stomata is a minute opening which is present in the upper epidermis as well as the lower epidermis of the leafy region. In the upper epidermis, the number of stomata is very less, but in the lower epidermis, it is more in number. Dear students, next one is the lower epidermis. This is also single layer, closely packed parenchymatous cell. The outermost layer of the lower epidermis is also covered with cuticle layer, but the layer of the cuticle is vary in both upper epidermis and lower epidermis. In the upper epidermis, the cuticle layer is very thick, but in the lower epidermis, the cuticle layer is very thin. Then the number of stomata is numerous in the lower epidermis. These stomata, which are enclosed by a bean-shaped structure, is called guard cell. This guard cell contains chloroplast. This is the only epidermal cell which are having the chloroplast, that is chlorophyll pigment. The lower epidermis, which helps in the exchange of gases. The loss of water vapor is also facilitated through this chamber, that is transpiration process is also taken place through this minute opening is called a stomata. So dear students, the lower epidermis contains more number of stomata. The stomata is surrounded by a bean-shaped structure, kidney-shaped structure. Mochakotta mari irukum, abbe bean-shaped structure is called guard cell. The structure of stomata is also, we already studied, and diagram is also drawn in the 9th standard itself. That guard cell only contains chlorophyll pigment due to the chloroplast cell organelle present in the guard cell. So that this stomata, which is responsible for gaseous exchanges, and also it facilitates the water vapor through the stomata, that is transpiration process. Loss of water vapor through the stomata, which is present in the leafy region. That process is called transpiration. This definition is already studied in 10th standard. So this is the lower epidermis. Next one, mesophyll tissue region. So what is mesophyll? A tissue which is present between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis is called a mesophyll tissue. அப்பர் எபிடமிஸுக்கும் லோவர் எபிடமிஸுக்கும் இடையில் உள்ள அந்த ரீஜனுக்கு பேர் என்னது? மீசோஃபில் tissue region. This mesophil tissue region differentiated into two types of parenchyma cell. One is palisade parenchyma, another one is the spongy parenchyma. First one, palisade parenchyma. This parenchyma, which is present below the upper epidermis, the cells are closely packed, no gap, and also elongated. It contains more number of chloroplast, that means chlorophyll pigment. There is no gap between the cells, that's why they are given no intracellular spaces. Due to the presentation of chlorophyll pigment or chloroplast cell organelle, they are doing the photosynthetic function. Next one, spongy parenchyma. It is present below the palisade parenchyma. Palisade parenchyma below the upper epidermis. Spongy parenchyma below the palisade parenchyma. The cells are spherical or oval in shape, or it may be irregularly arranged. ஒழுங்காவே இருக்காது, அங்கெங்கேயும் மாறி மாறி இருக்கும். So irregularly arranged. The cell contain lot of intracellular spaces, so that the spongy parenchyma helps in the exchange of gases. So through the intercellular spaces, gaseous exchanges are taken place in this region. Next one, vascular bundle. So the vascular bundles are present in the midrib and lateral veins. So you already studied parts of a leaf. The leaf which contains the center region is called midrib. The narambu அப்படினு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? From that midrib region, lateral veins also arise. That is said to be lateral vein. So vascular bundle which is present in the midrib region and lateral veins. The vascular bundle type is conjoined, collateral, and closed vascular bundle. What is the meaning for that one? Cambium is absent, but everything is similar. Xylem and phloem are arranged in the same radii. Collateral, phloem which faces the outer surface, cambium absent, so closed. Then each vascular bundle is surrounded by a single layer, closely packed, barrel shaped layer is called bundle sheath. Dear students, each vascular bundles are surrounded by a single layer, closely packed, barrel shaped parenchymatous structure or a cell is called bundle sheath. And also this vascular bundle is conjoined, collateral, and closed vascular bundle, I told you, isn't it? Here only one slight variation. Normally phloem only facing the upper epidermis, isn't it? But here the xylem which is facing the upper epidermis and the phloem which is facing the lower epidermis. Whatever may be, this type is called conjoined, collateral, closed vascular bundle. So this is the internal structure of dicot leaf. Dear students, this is the transverse section of dicot leaf. See the diagram. The outermost layer is called epidermis, made up of with single layer, closely packed parenchymatous cell. But this epidermis, which is differentiated into upper epidermis and lower epidermis. The upper epidermis enclosed by a cuticle layer which is thick. The lower epidermis also made up of parenchymatous cell covered by cuticle layer. Cuticle is very thin. But the number of stomata, a minute pore which is present in the upper and lower epidermis, The number of stomata is vary. See the lower epidermis, 3 stomata is present, but in the upper epidermis, there is no stomatal region, but most probably 1 or 2 stomata which is present in the upper epidermis. Next one is the mesophyll tissue region. The region between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis is called mesophyll tissue region, differentiated into palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. First one, palisade parenchyma. This parenchyma lies below the upper epidermis, and also it is closely packed, rectangular in shape. There is no intercellular spaces between the cells. It contains large number of chloroplasts. This chloroplast contains the chlorophyll pigment. So this region which is responsible for photosynthetic function. Next one, spongy. Below the palisade parenchyma, the tissue which occupied the region is called spongy parenchyma. Oval or spherical in shape with a lot of intracellular spaces or air spaces. Through these air spaces, gaseous exchanges taken place. Not only that, the loss of water vapor, that is transpiration, is also facilitated through this air spaces. So this spongy parenchyma which contain less number of chloroplasts. Then coming to the vascular bundle. Vascular bundles are surrounded by a closely packed, thin-walled parenchymatous cell without intercellular spaces, barrel-shaped. Inner side they are having xylem and phloem. Normally, phloem only facing the upper epidermis, that is towards the periphery. But here in dicot leaf, somewhat changes. Xylem is facing the upper epidermis and the phloem is facing the lower epidermis. The parenchymatous cell which is surrounded by the vascular bundle is called bundle sheath. So the type of the vascular bundle is conjoined, collateral and closed vascular bundle. In the lower epidermis, multicellular epidermal has also present here, not in the upper epidermis, but in the lower epidermis, they are having the epidermal has. This is the structure of dicot leaf. Dear students, the internal structure of dicot leaf diagram is very important for 4-mark question. Kindly note it down in your classwork. Dear students, next one we are going to see the internal structure of monocot leaf. Example, grass leaf. The type of the grass leaf is named as isobilateral leaf. What is isobilateral leaf? The mesophyll tissue region is not differentiated into palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. Normally, mesophyll tissue contain 2 types of parenchyma, isn't it? But in the monocot plant, it is not differentiated into either palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. ஏதாவது ஒன்று தான் இருக்கும், not both the parenchymatous cell. It contains only palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. That type of leaf is called a isobilateral leaf. But the dicot leaf, it's said to be dorsiventral leaf. What is dorsiventral? The mesophyll tissue region is differentiated into palisade and spongy tissue. That is called a dorsiventral leaf. Dear students, one differentiate between is there. differentiate between dorsiventral leaf and isobilateral leaf. Dorsiventral leaf means mesophyll tissue region differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma. Isobilateral, the mesophyll region is differentiated into either palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. That means any one of the cell only present in the mesophyll tissue region. Now we are going to see the transverse section of monocot leaf. The same one. First one is the epidermis. Here also epidermis is differentiated into upper epidermis and lower epidermis. The epidermis is also made up of with single layer closely packed parenchymatous cell. Both the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis are covered by cuticle region. Stomata is also present in both upper epidermis and lower epidermis, but the number may be vary. But in the upper epidermis, the some cells are larger and also thin walled. பெருசா இருக்கும், but the wall is உங்களுக்கு ரொம்பவும் thin walled. These cells are called bulliform cells. 2 mark question. What is bulliform cell? In monocot leaf, the upper epidermis, some parenchymatous cells are larger in size and also thin walled. That cell is called bulliform cells. Next one, mesophyll tissue region. Like dicot leaf, the region between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis of the monocot leaf region is called mesophyll tissue region. The mesophyll tissue region is not differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma. Any one of the cell only present in the mesophyll tissue region. That's why grass leaf is named as isobilateral leaf. Then the mesophyll cells are irregularly arranged with a lot of intercellular spaces. These cells contain the chloroplast pigment, so this mesophyll tissue region is photosynthetic in function. Next one, vascular bundle. The vascular bundle is also present in the midrib region and the vein region, lateral vein region. Large number of vascular bundle also present. Some of them are small, some of them are large. The number is high, but the sizes vary. Some of the vascular bundles are smaller in size, some of them are larger in size. That is said to be the vascular bundle which is present in the grass leaf. Dear students, in monocot leaf, the vascular bundle, each vascular bundles are surrounded by a parenchymatous bundle sheath. The vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, closed vascular bundle. Here also xylem which is facing the upper epidermis and the phloem which is facing the lower epidermis. So this is the internal structure of monocot leaf. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the transverse section of monocot leaf. Likewise, in dicot leaf, monocot leaf also, they are having upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Both of them made up of parenchymatous cells. These upper epidermis and lower epidermis are covered by cuticle layer and also separated by stomata. In the upper epidermis, some epidermal cells are larger in size and also thin walled. Those cells are called bulliform cells. Next one, mesophyll tissue region. A tissue present between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis is called mesophyll tissue region. In grass leaf or a monocot leaf, the mesophyll region is differentiated into either palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. Here, in the grass leaf, it is differentiated into spongy parenchyma. They are also irregularly arranged. Each vascular bundle are surrounded by a bundle sheath which is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. See the size of the vascular bundle also. 2 smaller vascular bundle and 1 large vascular bundle. The large vascular bundle only surrounded by a sclerenchymatous bundle sheath which is pink in color. Inside the vascular bundle, they are having xylem and phloem. Xylem which is facing the upper epidermis and the phloem which is facing the lower epidermis. So this is said to be the internal structure of monocot leaf. Dear students, next topic is difference between dicot leaf and monocot leaf. Up to this topic, plant anatomy topic is over. Next we are going to see the plant physiology lesson in the next video class. Now, difference between dicot and monocot leaf. First one, dicot leaf. It is otherwise named as dorsiventral leaf. Monocot leaf, which is named as isobilateral leaf. Second one, mesophyll is differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma. But in monocot leaf, it is not differentiated into palisade and spongy parenchyma, or it is differentiated into either palisade parenchyma or spongy parenchyma. That is the difference between dicot leaf and monocot leaf. Dicot leaf, example, sunflower leaf. Monocot leaf, example, grass. Dear students, I hope have you all understood internal structure of monocot leaf, dicot leaf and difference between dicot leaf and monocot leaf. Remaining topics we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.